Welcome. My name is Lindsay, and I'm joined today by my coworker, Caitlin.
Hi, everyone.
Today's session is geared towards newly hired or benefit-eligible employees looking to learn more about our benefit offerings. We will go over all benefits, highlighting what each benefit offers and your timeline to elect. If you have any questions along the way, there is a question and answer box at the bottom of your screen where you can type in your questions throughout the webinar. We will do our best to answer questions privately throughout the webinar, and we will stay on at the end of the presentation to allow questions to continue to come in. It is important to know that as a new hire or newly eligible employee, you have a deadline to complete your enrollments for some of your benefits. As you can see, there are 4 categories: benefits that need to be elected within 30, 60, and 90 days, and then benefits you can elect at any time. The other thing to note is that benefit changes can happen 2 other ways outside of these initial periods. First is our annual open enrollment. This usually takes place in November, so you will see information about this later in 2019, but this is the time that you can make plan changes and elections for the upcoming year, in this case 2020. The second is through qualifying events. Qualifying events are major life events such as marriage or having a baby that would allow you to make changes to your benefits. The Total Rewards website has the full list of qualifying events and the changes each event would allow you to make. All changes made through a QE need to be sent in using the QE form to the Office of Total Rewards within 30 days of the event happening, and most changes are effective as of the day that the form is received. As you are becoming familiar with your benefits, we encourage you to visit the Total Rewards website. We have a number of useful tools to assist you as you make your elections. The screen grab on the slide is from our Total Rewards homepage. You will see a few helpful links are highlighted in the orange circles. The Tools and Video page is a great place to visit. It will have a link to the Alex tool, which is an interactive benefits decision-making tool that will ask you a series of questions relating to your benefits and will provide you some guidance on which plan might be the best for you. When you enroll in health coverage, you'll make 3 decisions. You'll choose a type of health plan, either the PPO or HSA plan. You'll choose a third-party administrator, either Aetna or Excelis, to administer your plan. And the one question we often hear is, what is the difference? The plans are the university's plans, and so you really won't see significant differences in coverage. Rather, the differences between Aetna and Excelis include the provider network and the prescription drug formularies, which are posted on the Total Rewards website. And finally, you will need to decide who will be covered on your plan. If you're unsure of who's eligible to be covered, please see the health program guide for a list of eligible dependents. Once you make your elections within your 30-day new hire period, your elections will be effective from the 1st of the month following your hire date. For example, if you're hired on March 20th, you have until April 20th to make your elections. If you elect on April 19th, your benefits will be effective as of April 1st, since that is the 1st of the month after your hire date. It is important to remember that your elections will be in effect until the end of the calendar year. Qualifying events are the only exception, as certain events allow plan changes during the year. So the next time you'll be able to make plan changes will be during Open Enrollment 2019, which will be for plan elections for 2020. The first choice you have when electing your coverage is to choose the PPO plan or the HSA eligible plan. Both plans cover preventative services at 100%. If the service is incurred in Tier 1 or 2, so this means no deductibles or copay would apply. If you have questions about a preventative service, you'll want to contact Aetna or Excelis directly to confirm that the services will be considered preventative and that you are on schedule to receive the service. The PPO plan has a higher premium but a lower deductible, where the HSA eligible plan has a lower premium and a higher deductible. The PPO plan also has copays. This means some services are covered at a fixed copay rate, depending on the tier your provider is in, and other services are subject to your deductible and then will have a coinsurance applied once the deductible is met. The PPO plan deductible only applies to inpatient, outpatient, ER, and urgent care services. The PPO plan has an embedded deductible, which means that if you have any dependents on your plan, either the single or family deductible will apply, whichever you reach first. So if there are only 2 people on your plan, you would each meet the single deductible rather than the higher family deductible. The prescription coverage will vary slightly between the 2 plans. On the PPO plan, you will have prescription coverage immediately. $15 copay for generics, coinsurance with minimums and maximums for brand preferred and brand non-preferred drugs. Mail order is available, and if you fill a 90-day prescription, there is a discount, so you'd be charged 2.5 times the cost of a 30-day supply. And you can also take advantage of the employee discount offered by the on-site employee pharmacy that's located in the medical center. If you are working at an off-site location, the employee pharmacy offers courier services to certain locations, and you can contact them directly for additional information. Their contact information is posted on our website. The HSA plan does not have copays, and all services are subject to the deductible. Once the deductible is met, then you'll pay the coinsurance. The HSA eligible plan is a high deductible health plan and complies with the IRS requirements to allow you to contribute to a health savings account, which we'll talk about later in this webinar. As part of the IRS requirements, you will be responsible for the full cost of your medical and pharmacy expenses until you reach your deductible. If you have any dependents on your plan, the family deductible will apply. And if you meet the Tier 1 deductible, pharmacy coverage will begin, and it will be the same as the coverage on the PPO plan. The health plan comparison chart, located on the Total Rewards website, is a great tool to compare the 2 plans. The chart shows a side-by-side look at the 2 plans, which helps you see the different deductibles and different ways services are covered, meaning either by a copay or coinsurance after deductible.
Your next choice is to decide which third-party administrator, also known as a TPA for short, what you would like for your plan. The choices are Aetna or Excellis. Both TPAs will administer the plans the same way, and the differences will be what network of doctors belong to either. You want to make sure that if you do not want to change your doctor, that you choose the TPA that your doctor works with. Another difference will be what incentives each offers. We recommend looking at both of their websites to help you decide which TPA is best for you. Our healthcare plans offer a 3-tier network. Most of you might be more familiar with a 2-tier, meaning in and out of network. For our plans, we have Tier 1, which is the Accountable Health Partners, AHP, Tier 2, which is providers in the larger Aetna and Excellis national network, and then Tier 3, which are providers that are out of network entirely. Tier 1, or the Accountable Health Partners, consist of the U of R doctors, as well as a number of community doctors, and this tier is designed to be seen as a discount tier. If you see a doctor or a provider in Tier 1, you will have a higher level of coverage, so you'll pay a lower copay on the PPO plan or a lower deductible on the HSA plan, etc. This tier provides you with the greatest cost savings. If you see an Aetna or Excellis provider that is not in the Tier 1 or AHP network, then this means you would be in Tier 2 for how your services will be billed, and this is considered in-network. Please note, though, that you will not choose a network when you enroll. Throughout the year, when you seek services, your provider will fall into one of the 3 tiers, and the claim will be processed accordingly. Another important point is that your out-of-pocket expenses will cross-apply for all 3 tiers. So, if you have a $200 expense from a claim incurred in Tier 2, that $200 will also apply toward your deductibles for Tiers 1, 2, and 3. You can move throughout the tiers by using a combination of providers. For example, you can have a primary care provider in Tier 1 and a specialist in Tier 2. You are not locked into any particular tier. If you are looking for a provider in a particular tier, you can use the provider search tool on the AHP website to find a Tier 1 provider. Or you can use the search tools on the Aetna or Excellis websites. You can also call the customer service numbers for AHP, Aetna, or Excelis for assistance in finding a provider. The last decision you need to make when electing your benefits is who will you cover? Coverage options include the employee only, employee plus spouse or domestic partner, employee plus child or children, and family. Once you have the TPA who you are covering, you will most likely be interested in what the benefit will cost or what your premium will be each month. Your premium is your pre-tax deduction that pays for your health insurance. These are determined by salary bands as well as which plan you choose and who you choose to cover. The 2019 rate sheet is available on the Total Rewards website. The rate sheet is also sorted by payroll category to help show your exact payroll deduction. Be sure to notice that when you look up the rates, since we have employees that are paid monthly, semi-monthly, and bi-weekly. As you navigate the health plan options, we know that the terms can get confusing. So this slide is just a quick review of some of the most common terms that you need to know. Deductible, the amount of out-of-pocket expenses that you must pay before the plan begins to pay for covered services. Remember, both PPO and HSA eligible have a deductible, and in both cases, once you hit your deductible for a tier, then you will move to the coinsurance phase for services received by a provider in that tier. Coinsurance, the percent the plan will pay for certain covered expenses once you have met your deductible. The coinsurance is the same for both plans. Once you meet the Tier 1 deductible, the plan will pay 90% of your expenses. If you meet Tier 2 deductible, the plan will pay 75% of your expenses. And if you meet your Tier 3 or out-of-network deductible, the plan will pay 60% of your expenses up to the reasonable and customary limits. If your out-of-network provider charges above the reasonable and customary limits, you will be responsible for the balance. If you are electing the PPO plan, some of your services will be covered with a copay. This is the fixed dollar amount that you must pay to a provider at the time services are received. The last term that you definitely need to know is your out-of-pocket max. This is the maximum you will pay for covered medical expenses in 1 year. This includes anything you pay towards your deductible, coinsurance, copays, and prescription costs. If all of your expenses combined meet the out-of-pocket max, you will be covered at 100% for the rest of the calendar year. And just like your deductible, this limit will reset on January 1st.
So along with our healthcare plans, we offer 3 different flexible spending accounts, or FSAs, for employees to consider based on their eligibility. A healthcare FSA is a tax-free account that can be used to reimburse qualified medical, dental, and vision expenses. Eligible expenses are determined by the IRS, but anything covered on the health or dental plans is considered a qualified expense, and we do have the links to the full list on our website. It's called IRS Publication 502. All benefit eligible employees can elect a healthcare FSA. You can have a healthcare FSA if you elected the PPO plan or the HSA eligible plan, as well as if you waived our healthcare coverage altogether. If you elected the HSA eligible plan and plan to have a health savings account, HSA, then you would not be able to have an FSA, but rather you'd have a limited purpose FSA, and this will be discussed next. The FSA max for 2019 is $2,650. The amount you elect is available to you as of the first of the following month in which you were hired, and your per pay period deduction will be determined by dividing the amount you elected by the number of pay periods remaining in the year. Your FSA deduction is a pre-tax payroll deduction. The healthcare FSA does include a $500 carryover at the end of the calendar year. This means that up to $500 of your funds remain in the account will roll over into the following year, and funds above the $500 limit will be forfeited. Next is a limited purpose FSA. As mentioned already, this is available if you are enrolled in the HSA eligible plan and plan to contribute to an HSA account. A limited purpose FSA is similar to a healthcare FSA in that it is a pre-tax payroll deduction with a $2,650 annual limit. However, the limited purpose FSA can only be used to reimburse qualified vision and dental expenses prior to meeting the Tier 1 HSA deductible. If you meet your Tier 1 deductible on the HSA plan, you can use your limited purpose FSA to reimburse qualified medical expenses as well as vision and dental expenses. The limited purpose FSA is a useful option if you know you will have vision and dental expenses and do not want to deplete your HSA account. Like the healthcare FSA, the limited purpose FSA does have the $500 carryover. Dependent care FSA is available regardless of your healthcare plan choice, and it is an option to allow you to use pre-tax dollars to reimburse eligible expenses like daycare and this is not for medical expenses for dependents. So this would be daycare for dependents under 13 or other type of services for dependent adults that are claimed as tax dependents. If you're interested in the dependent care FSA, I'd encourage you to contact your FSA vendor. You can use the Total Rewards website to find out who this is. And you'd want to confirm your daycare or other potential expenses will be considered eligible. IRS Publication 503 on our website also lists the qualified expenses. The annual contribution maximum is $5,000 per family per year, and there is no rollover. So any unused funds will be forfeited at the end of the year. A health savings account, or HSA, is available if you are enrolled in the HSA eligible plan and meet the IRS requirements to allow you to contribute to an HSA. Generally speaking, the IRS will not allow you to contribute to an HSA if you are enrolled in other healthcare or have been covered by your own or your spouse's or parents' FSA in the same calendar year. The IRS eligibility requirements are listed in both our online enrollment panels as well as our enrollment form. So however you enroll, online or through a paper form, you will need to review and certify whether you are eligible for the account. Assuming you are eligible for the HSA, you can elect a contribution amount, which you can change at any time throughout the year. If you are on a single plan, your 2019 max is $3,500. And if you are on a plan with dependents, your max is $7,000. Your per payroll deduction will be determined by dividing your contribution amount by the number of pay periods remaining in the year and will then be a pre-tax deduction each pay period. An HSA is truly a bank account, so this means it is fully portable. If you leave the university or retire, you take the account with you, and the funds will roll over year to year, and you will not lose the funds in your account. Unlike an FSA, where the full value of your election is available to you right away, your HSA balance will need to build up over each pay period, and the amount contributed is the amount available for you to use. As you can see, there is an annual contribution max. However, there is no lifetime contribution maximum. So HSAs are often used as retirement savings tools, as the funds are never forfeited, and you can use it to continue to pay for qualified expenses after you leave the university. When you make your dental plan elections, you will make two decisions. You will choose a plan, traditional or medallion, but you do not need to choose a TPA, as Excelis is the dental plan administrator for both plans. And you can use the Excelis website to see providers that are in the dental network. Similarities between the two plans would be that both dental plans have an embedded deductible, $50 single and $150 for family coverage. Like the PPO plan, if you have dependents on your plan, either the single or family deductible will apply, whichever you reach first. Also, both plans cover preventative services. You can contact Excelis directly for a detailed list of these covered services, but in general, the plans cover 2 cleanings per person per year. Both plans also cover restorative services at the same rate. So things like fillings are covered at 80% once you meet your deductible on both plans. The differences include the coverage for major restorative services, which are covered at 15% on the traditional plan and 50% on the medallion plan. Orthodontic coverage is only included on the medallion plan and only for dependents up to age 19. The coverage is paid out over 2 years and services must be incurred both years. Your share of the premiums will also differ between the two plans. Like the health plan premiums, your share of the premium will be a pre-tax deduction. The other decision to make is who will be covered on your plan. If you are only covering yourself, then you would choose single. And if you're covering any dependents, the plan is considered family. It is important to note that you need to make sure you add dependents to the plan when you enroll. Just listing your dependents in HRMS does not automatically enroll them when you choose family dental plan. Next, in your 30-day new hire period is your option to enroll in your benefit extras. The two 30-day benefits offered here are the supplemental vision coverage through VSP and legal coverage through Hyatt Legal Plan. VSP coverage gives you and your family access to savings on glasses, contacts, and other vision care needs each calendar year. Example would be a $200 allowance on frames or contact lenses and an annual well vision exam for a $20 copay. You do not need to be enrolled in a university healthcare plan to take advantage of this benefit. If you enroll, you would have a pre-tax premium taken out of your paycheck, and the plan options and rates can be found on yourbenefitextras.com. The Hyatt Legal Plan provides you and your family with fully covered legal services at a fraction of the cost. Services offered through the legal plan include estate planning, elder care matters, real estate, and much more. The premium for this benefit is $18.50 per month. If you'd like to learn more about either benefit or to enroll yourself, you'd visit yourbenefitextras.com. And remember, these benefits must be elected within 30 days of your hire date.
The final benefit we'll go over in your 30-day category is our long-term disability coverage. Limited LTD is automatically provided to full-time employees and is available for part-time employees at a cost. Those rates can be found online. This type of coverage will cover 60% of an annual salary up to $36,000. This coverage will kick in after 1 year of service. Full LTD is available to full-time employees and part-time employees at a cost. This will cover 60% of an annual salary up to $300,000. Keep in mind that since LTD isn't effective until 1 year after service, you won't see any deductions from your paycheck for full LTD until you've reached your 1 year mark. Also note that this 30-day enrollment period will be the only time that you can elect full LTD without having to answer health questions. Even if you don't make over $36,000 now, if there is the possibility that you might at some point make more than that, this might be something to consider. If you want it down the road, you will have to answer health questions. Next, we're going to talk about the university's retirement plan 403B program. This is very similar to a 401k if you've ever contributed to one of those with a previous employer, and it operates virtually the same. Newly hired or rehired full-time and part-time faculty and staff are eligible immediately upon hire to make voluntary contributions to the plan and will be automatically enrolled to make contributions 60 days after becoming eligible. Contributions are done through a payroll deduction, and you can contribute either on a pre-tax, Roth after-tax, or both. You can contribute up to $19,000 per calendar year for 2019. If you are age 50 or older by December 31st, you can contribute an additional $6,000 on top of that, making your limit $25,000. Automatic contributions of 3% will begin 60 days after your start date, but if you'd like to increase decrease, or stop contributing, you may do so at any time. TIAA is our record keeper for the retirement plan. And as part of the benefits package we offer, they have consultants available who can assist you with enrolling in the plan, reviewing your investment choices, and managing your account. The Total Rewards website also has the TIAA investment menu available on it. TIAA has an office located in College Town where you can make an appointment for a one-on-one session, and those appointments are completely complimentary. Now we're moving on to our benefits that have a 90-day period from your new hire date, and the first one is life insurance. For our regular, full, and part-time faculty and staff, we provide basic term life insurance and basic accidental death and dismemberment, also known as AD&D insurance. Both of these are paid for by the university, and you're eligible for them immediately upon hire, and they have minimum and maximum amounts, as you can see on the slide. Our university paid and optional life insurance, we'll talk about that on the next slide, are underwritten by Securian Financial. As I said, we have the university paid basic life insurance, and we also have optional life insurance. If you'd like to enroll for additional coverage under the group universal life policies, you may do so within 90 days of your hire, and you can also elect optional AD&D coverage for yourself. Our optional life insurance policy allows eligible employees to elect 1 to 8 times your salary in coverage, and the guaranteed coverage, meaning no health checks, as a new hire allow you to elect up to the lesser of 8 times your salary or $600,000. If you would like to elect up to the max of $1.5 million in coverage, this would be subject to approval, which would be health checks by Securian. Optional AD&D is guaranteed when electing during your new hire period, and again, you can elect from 1 to 8 times your annual salary and coverage. You may also elect optional life insurance for your spouse or domestic partner and/or your dependent children. During your new hire period, you can elect up to $50,000 in guaranteed spouse or domestic partner coverage and up to $100,000 in coverage that is subject to approval. For dependent children, you can elect up to $10,000 in guaranteed coverage. As for all of our benefits, the Total Rewards website is a great resource if you're looking for more information on this or any of the other benefits we mentioned today. For retirement, the University of Rochester does a direct contribution for full-time and part-time faculty and staff once they complete 2 years of service. We'll give more details on this on the next slide, but this is a direct contribution, not a match, and we do accept service performed at other eligible institutions toward the 2-year service requirement. What this means is that if you worked for another college, university, teaching hospital, or an employer that fits into one of the categories listed on the slide, potentially you can use that time to waive some or all of the service requirement, and you can begin receiving the direct contribution sooner. If you think you may have eligible service, complete a retirement service credit form available on the Total Rewards website through HRMS or contact our office for more details. This must be completed and turned in within 90 days of your hire date, and we strongly encourage employees who may have service to count to send this in much sooner than the 90-day limit. As we just mentioned, the university does a direct contribution, this is not a match, for regular full-time and part-time faculty and staff once they complete 2 years of service. Regardless of whether you decide to make voluntary contributions on your own, we hope that you do, the university will make this contribution to those in an eligible position. Once you're eligible, the university direct contribution is contributed each pay period. It's a tiered calculation where you receive a contribution of 6.2% of your gross pay up until you reach the salary breakpoint of $57,500. This means that you have to earn salary within the plan year, which is July 1st through June 30th, up to the breakpoint. And then once you earned that salary, the contribution increases to 10.5% each pay period. Your earnings will reset every July, and the calculation will start back at 6.2%, and the process will begin again.
The university offers employee tuition waiver benefits for regular full-time faculty and staff and part-time staff taking eligible courses at the University of Rochester. We also offer a tuition reimbursement benefit for full-time faculty and staff taking eligible courses at an outside college or university. Lastly, we offer full-time faculty and staff and part-time staff a dependent child tuition waiver benefit at the University of Rochester. Similar to the retirement program, there is a service requirement, and eligible prior service performed at certain other institutions is accepted. To receive credit for prior eligible employment, you must complete a tuition benefit service credit form available on the Total Rewards website and submit it prior to applying for any of the tuition benefits listed above. To find out how to apply and the deadlines at which to apply for each semester, visit the Total Rewards website. The Home Ownership Program is a benefit offered to employees at any time with no service requirement. Full-time or part-time faculty and staff may be eligible for $9,000 towards the purchase of a home. The requirements of the program is that the home is your primary residence. It is purchased in certain neighborhoods located in the city of Rochester, and participants must use one of the U of R's approved banks or credit unions. If all program requirements are met, employees would receive $3,000 from each of the following: the U of R, City of Rochester, and the participating bank or credit union at their closing, and this would total the $9,000. Group insurance rates through Liberty Mutual, Travelers, and MetLife are available to all U of R employees. You can get side-by-side quotes in minutes for a variety of insurance policies, including auto, home, boat, renters, and more. For more information on these benefits, visit yourbenefitextras.com. If you are interested in long-term care insurance, which includes home health care, assisted living, and nursing home care, this is available to all U of R employees and their families. Our provider for long-term care is Legacy Services, and you can contact them at the number shown here to set up a phone consultation.
The university's wellness program is operated by WellU. Their goal is to improve the health and wellness of University of Rochester employees. They offer programs that encourage healthy behaviors by providing you the tools, resources, and the education necessary to support healthful living. All available programs are listed here, and your eligibility varies based on the employee class, so we encourage employees to visit the WellU page on the Total Rewards website for more detailed eligibility information. Some eligibility details include programs noted with the asterisks means that all employees are eligible. Regular, full-time, and part-time faculty and staff enrolled in a university healthcare plan are eligible to receive a biometric screening, to take the online personal health assessment, and participate in life and condition management programs. Those are the first two bullet points. Spouses and domestic partners enrolled in a university healthcare plan are also eligible for those same programs. The programs also offer some incentives for participating. See the slide for details on the incentives offered for participating in the personal health assessment, for completing a lifestyle management program, and for completing a condition management program. Last on our list of anytime benefits is our discounts and perks. All employees are eligible for these, and a few examples are listed on the slide. If you are interested, you can visit the Total Rewards website for more details on how to take advantage of these offerings. So, as we come to a conclusion here today, the biggest question is, what do you do next? First, you want to be aware of the timeline and what your benefit choices are. The Total Rewards website offers many resources, plus this webinar will be available on demand. Next, you want to use the ALEX tool. It will be a great start to understanding what benefit options might be the best fit for you. And last, make your elections. Remember, 30 days is the deadline for healthcare, dental, FSA, HSA, long-term disability, VSP, and Hyatt Legal. 60 days is for your changes to your 403B contribution, and 90 days is for life insurance and your retirement service credit waiver. Keep in mind about the anytime benefits as well, and use the Total Rewards website as a resource and a reminder of what all the options are. As you navigate your benefit decisions, your best place to start for help is Ask HR. They are an excellent resource that is very knowledgeable, and they can help answer any questions that you have. As previously mentioned, the Office of Total Rewards is also available if you require further assistance, and we would encourage you to visit our website first. All the information that we reviewed today is on the site and can provide you with all the answers that you are looking for. So that's all that we have. We are going to leave the webinar open for any questions that continue to come in, and we thank you so much for joining us today.